Hello fellow rail fans, welcome back to another Train Guide video. Train Guides is a series where I provide useful operating techniques and information on certain trains in Train Sim World and Train Sim World 2. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Class 166 on Great Western Express. I usually have two categories in these videos. The first one is some information and history of the rail car, while the second one is when we jump in the cab. I will leave a timestamp in the description of the video for when we get into the cab of the train. If you guys can please leave a like and subscribe if you're new, it really helps out the channel a lot, and let's get into the video. The British Rail Class 166 is a dual multiple unit train built by ABB as a part of the Networker Turbo family. These units were built between 1992 and 1993 at York Works. These trains were built as a faster and air-conditioned version of the Class 165 that can be used on longer distance services. These rail cars work on express services out of London Paddington and local services out of Reading and Didcot Parkway. 21 3-car units were built. Each unit has a full-width cab at each end. Each car is 9 feet in width and 77 feet in length. The maximum speed of these units is 90 miles an hour. Let's get into the cab of the train and let's show you guys how to set it up. We are now in the cab of the Class 166. We're going to get it set up. Turn your master key to the unlocked position. Move your reverser into the forward position. Bring your throttle down to full service. I'm going to turn the AWS fuse on, which is back here. We're going to acknowledge the AWS. And we're going to unlock the doors, which is this red button here. For the left side, you have your right side door unlock over here. You have your climate control over here. High, low, cool, heat. This is how you turn on the engine, turned off the engine. This is your DRA. You have your other safety systems here. We're going to turn them to the normal position. Vigilance is already in normal, so we're not going to mess with that. You have your train lighting on. We're going to turn that on. That's the passenger lights through this compartment. And you have your cab lights here. We're going to turn the headlights to day markers, day headlamp and markers. And we're about to get moving. Let's just go over the last few things. You have your guard buzzer here, both sides. Second man seat. Your guard controls right here. You will most likely not be using them. You can open the doors, of course. And you have your gauge lights over here. Brighter, dimmer. We're going to lock our doors now. We have a green signal ahead of us. The next station is Ealing Broadway, which is in about 5 miles. So you're going to head over there. We're going to start accelerating. And we are now moving. We're going to move the train into notch 3 acceleration. Let it pick up a little more speed. We have that green signal, so we can continue on. Our speed limit is currently 25, but we'll be getting a 40 limit a bit after this junction right here. We have that 40 limit, so we're going to accelerate up to 40 miles an hour. We basically got a straight shot out of here. All these signals are green. You can see the Royal Oak Station, London Underground, Hammersmith City and Circle Line. Hopefully we can actually get this in the game at some point. So as you can see, I cut power from the train as we just hit 40 miles an hour. I'm gonna reapply power and make sure we don't dip under 39. I'm gonna hold my handle in a notch 2 to basically coast around 40. Now I have a 50 limit, so we're going to accelerate up to 50 miles an hour. We have another green signal, so it looks like we will not get held up by another 166 ahead of us. I'm going to cut power since we're on a downhill gradient. Now that we're on the uphill one, I'm going to reapply power in about notch 3. We now have an 80 mile an hour speed limit, so we're going to accelerate up to 80 now. Right here on our right, we have the Old Oak Common Depot. And as you can see along these tracks, we have the pantographs, or the overhead catenary wires. I believe those are used for the Class 387s and the Elizabeth Line 710s that run along here. Hopefully we can see the Elizabeth Line in this game at some point. That would be great. We're just about 2 miles out from Ealing Broadway. We're going to start coasting at around 1.5 miles. And we're going to start decelerating at about 1/8 of a mile. So as you can see, we cut power, but we're just gonna coast. We are due to be in the station in about half a minute. We will not make that scheduled arrival time, but we will be close enough. If we was doing the whole route, we could probably make up that time. We are now 1/8 of a mile out, so we're going to start decelerating. We want to give the passengers a smooth train ride, so we're not going to throw the brakes into too high of a notch. We're going to steadily decrease speed, but we want to make sure we're not entering the station at above 35 miles an hour. You don't want to overestimate these brakes. We're now entering Ealing Broadway. Now you want to be on the lookout for an S marker or a 2 to 3 car marker. That's our S marker right there. We want to stop right at the S marker. Gonna unlock our doors. We're at Ealing Broadway. As you can see, we have the stop marker right here. Lined up the train almost perfectly with it. That's how you make an efficient stop with the 166. That's how you make a smooth and efficient stop with the Class 166. As a Class 43 flies by. So we're going to take this train one more stop to South Hall. And we're going to end the train guide there. So we're almost done with our boarding procedure. We're going to close the doors as soon as that bar is filled. We're going to move on to our next station in about 3.5 miles, South Hall. We will be bypassing this station. Don't think it's safe to have these express trains running on the same tracks as the local trains, as we will be coming through the stations rather quickly. But that could just be me being used to subway systems like New York that have dedicated express tracks. Although that does look very unsafe for trains to fly by. That you just heard, the alerter was the DVD, Driver's Vigilance System, and DSD, which is the Driver's Safety System, I believe. It'll come up about every 30 seconds if you do not touch the master controller or adjust it. And it's basically there to make sure the driver is still alive. And you need to acknowledge it as soon as it comes on, or else the train will go into the emergency brake state. Now the AWS is the sound you constantly hear as we're coming up on a signal. It's if it's only one kind of sound, a quick ding sound, that means the signal is clear. But if it's in concurrent sound that doesn't go away, you need to acknowledge it. That sound won't appear when there is a yellow or red signal, or if there's a speed reduction coming up. Now we're approaching Southall, and as you can see, I'm making sure I'm not overrunning this station by putting the train into brake notches 2 and 3. As I said before, you don't want to enter the station at above 35 miles an hour. Now we are about to break that rule, but we're still going to attempt to come to a smooth-ish stop. And remember, we want to be looking for the S marker, which is right here. Gonna unlock the doors. As you can see, the S marker is right here, lined up perfectly with the train. And this is Southall. This is the end of the train guide. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, learned something. In the comments section below, ask me any questions you might have about this train, and put what your favorite upcoming TSW route is. We're just gonna end this boarding procedure and close the doors. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit the like button, subscribe button if you're new. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.